And now it's springtime for Klinger and Uijeongbu. Winter for Hot Lips and Frank. Springtime! Oh God, I went too high too quick. No, God,
No,
that's
no, that
terrible.
you
No,
were
no,
like
no,
I mean, I don't know how it was on for your
no.
core vocal
Ooh,
cords, but
I started too high. Hello, audience. Welcome back. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him the last part. Let me start lower. Springtime for Klinger and Uijeongbu. Look out, Toledo. He's going on tour. There we go. I should have started like one octave lower.
yep.
That's why I wasn't in musical theater. What's up? Hello, everyone. That came to my mind today, and there was no way I wasn't using it for our intro.
That's
I'm your
right,
host.
audience. It's only
Uh-oh.
downhill from here.
It's only downhill from here. Go watch The Producers. Weirdly enough, that's not gonna. We're gonna somehow we managed to talk about 2 Mel Brooks movies this episode. So maybe we can squeeze a third one in there. We'll have to see if it comes up naturally. So yeah, Anthony, your host, Ethan, the other host. Hello, Ethan. How are you?
Uh, I'm just slaking.
You're so my God. I hope not. Not while we're recording. There might be laws
Yeah.
against that in Kansas.
Well, there's probably laws against 90% of the things I do in Kansas. Hasn't stopped
Probably
me yet.
true. So we do have to open with there's quite a bit to talk about. First of all, if you are living in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, basically anything east of the Mississippi, I hope you're safe. I hope you're okay. I hope you're dry-ish, because some of the video I've seen from this is batshit insane from this fucking hurricane. Have you seen some of this, Ethan?
Yeah, I've seen like bridges get wiped out by fucking floods. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's and I think everything's saying, oh, it made landfall as a category 4 hurricane, but some of the wind data suggests it was a category 5. It's like, damn, that's insane. But that's coming from a guy who lives in a state where it's on fire literally at any given moment and can fall into the Pacific Ocean at any given moment. So what the fuck am I talking about? So
I wish you'd just hurry up and fall in already.
I mean, I'm on the correct side of that crack. So it's just the Bay Area that'll fall in.
So you're telling me you're just one seismic event away from beachfront property?
Dude, fucking, I hope so. Uh, anyway, other things we have to talk about. Man, I'm so bummed. So somehow it didn't come up when we were talking with Mike, which is impressive. James Earl Jones passed away.
I think it
Which
came up in like the
it came up in
pre-episode
the pre,
conversation,
yeah,
the
but
preamble,
damn,
if you will.
the preamble, yes. The
God, we're
James
just
Earl,
fuck. We're losing
yeah.
so many so quickly.
James Earl Jones, obviously Darth Vader, but tons of other things. If you're a big fucking weirdo like me, you know him as Admiral Greer from Hunt for Red October. You did not hear that torpedo self-destruct. You heard it hit the hull, and I was never here. Just love it. And then fuck me, I have only openly like hardcore cried for one actor, and that's Robin Williams. But I did get a little misty-eyed at my girl Dame Maggie Smith passing away. That is just, it's not MASH related, but Jesus Christ. Love that woman in everything I've seen her in. Obviously, being a millennial, Harry Potter, Professor McGonagall, the classy, sassy bitch. We love her so much. Yeah, sucks. But I was informed, Transplant Rockstar, I posted a little, not related, but rip Dame Maggie Smith, and Transplant Rockstar put a reply in the comments that boggled my mind because I didn't know this movie existed. Have you heard of the movie
Okay.
California Suite? 1978?
I have not.
Wait, 1978, that means this was made while MASH was on the air. That's insane. Okay.
Oh, that's tangential enough to get itself an episode.
No, it's more tangential than that. California Suite is the misadventures of 4 groups of guests at a Beverly Hills hotel that only has 1 room available, I believe is the premise. I'm
Okay,
gonna read you the pairs of couples. Jane Fonda and Alan Alda, Maggie
What?
Smith and Michael Caine, Walter
What?
Matthau and Elaine May, Herb Edelman and Denise Gaelic, Richard Pryor, Gloria Gifford, Bill Cosby, Sheila Frazier, Len Lawson is also in this. Dude, I didn't know this movie existed, but I think I need to watch it now. That
Where
is
is this
quite the
movie?
cast.
Are you kidding me?
That is an insane cast. It is a wild cast. And the fact that it had Alan Alda as one of the oh, what's it called when they're like the main actor of a film, like the
Lead?
not a lead, but like it.
Star? What?
Oh, I don't know.
Headliners?
Headliners. That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I like you put their names are the one
Mhm.
that's going on the poster. Yeah, headliners. The fact that that is just an insane cast of characters. Walter Matthau, especially. I love Walter Matthau. Particularly in Grumpy Old Men with a Jack Lemmon, but that's beside the point. So yeah, that movie exists, and I need to go watch it because the only thing it's missing is fucking Robin Williams somehow, and it would be insane. But yeah, and then absolutely in no way MASH related, but we were talking about it earlier. Chris Christopherson
Mm.
passed, which you were telling me. It seems like today I keep going, what the fuck? He wrote that song too? Like, Jesus Christ.
Chris
Uh,
Christopherson was just an incredible talent, and um, I don't want to say he got overshadowed a little bit in the Highwaymen, but when you are up with the likes of Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and Willie Nelson, like he wrote some phenomenal songs, and he was a genius in his own right. But a lot of people sort of don't give him the credit that he really deserves.
because I think he wrote more songs than he sang.
Yeah,
I think that's part of it. I guarantee you, audience member, you have a favorite Chris Christopherson song, even if you don't know it. Janis Joplin's "Me and Bobby McGee" is one that came up. City of New Orleans, whether you've listened to the John Denver version or I know there's a bunch of other artists that have covered it, but what
Sunday
was the
Morning
one?
Coming Down is one of
Sunday
my
Morning
all-time
Coming Down.
favorites.
Yeah, it's wild the breadth of music. I mean, not breadth because I guess he stuck kind of to the folk and country genre, but yeah, he also starred. I can't remember what movie, but he starred in a zombie movie randomly, which is kind of hilarious.
He was an actor, like,
Yeah,
because why not?
because why not? But so something else happened while we were away. I had a 4 a.m. Lack of sleep madness inspired Twitter post that was wonderful. So Ethan, you are on Twitter, but you're kind of incognito on Twitter.
Like, I should probably post a spiel in one of our comments on Twitter, but I set up the account like a month ago now, and I've already forgotten about.
So
I'm trying. I
Ethan,
don't want to get involved with that shit. I
no.
just don't. And
Ethan can see the posts and can see your comments, but he is probably rightly so choosing not to get involved more than that in Twitter, which honestly probably the better long-term choice. But yeah.
my ideas and thoughts are a little too radicalized for Twitter.
So I posted literally, does it show? I really hope it doesn't show time when I click on this. At 4:54 a.m. on like Tuesday.
Dude, are you okay?
No, my sleep schedule is not good. I said, okay, hear us out. I said us. It was me. I'm the one having
Yeah.
this mental breakdown. MASH. But you replace every actor except Alan Alda with the Muppets.
What the fuck? Would Miss Piggy be Hot Lips?
Miss Piggy was born to play Hot Lips. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, that implies that Kermit must be Frank, which I could see a universe where Kermit doesn't become like Frank, but he's like the most sane of the Muppets, and he gets frustrated. Like, kind of the
I
same role
I
Kermit plays in a lot of the Muppet stuff, where he's
no,
like,
I'm
he's
sorry,
trying to wrangle the Muppets, and he's either got to be Frank or he's got to be Henry. Like,
Kermit is Father Mulcahy, and I'm not elaborating any further on that.
so a couple people have thrown out some other options. Klinger is Gonzo, 100%.
Oh my
Um,
god.
counter proposal, MASH, but you replace every actor except Alan Arbus with the Muppets. So it's just Sydney once a season coming in. Uh Houlihan is Miss Piggy, Radar is Scooter, Klinger is Gonzo, Rolf is Father Mulcahy, Bunsen Honeydew is Sidney Freeman, Igor is the Swedish chef with his weird human hands.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Seeing if there were other good ones I missed. Uh this was the best worst comment of the entire thing. Oh shit, wait, I can't read this comment to you. Shit. Fuck.
Why the fuck
Shit.
not?
Okay, you're not allowed to look at the comments anymore. I forgot that comment was there. You're not allowed to read that comment.
Fuck you.
Go close the Twitter tab right now. Shit. If you saw this Twitter post, you know the comment I just read. I'm sorry, Fitz. I'm so sorry, Fitz. I can't read. As funny as that is. Okay, hang on. You know what? For the audience. What? No, because you're gonna listen
Yeah,
to this episode.
no, I'm
Fuck!
just no,
Fuck! Shit!
oh, yeah, you're
Shit!
right.
Shit! Okay. Future Ethan, skip 30 seconds. Skip
All right.
15 seconds twice. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna mute and
deafen.
deafen.
Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan. It spun in. There were no survivors. Just that Kermit's voice is the worst / funniest thing I read this last week. So thank you, Fitz, for that. Ethan can return now. Oh god, how do I get him back? I can't talk to him. Okay, I suddenly was like, Ethan, you can come back. Wait, shit, he can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that's gonna be so funny once I can tell you why that's funny.
What, in a half a decade?
About 10 months.
Oh, okay.
So about the end of season 3. So yeah, that was a good bit of fun. There were also calls for the other way, just keeping literally. You could keep almost any of the human actors and then replace the rest of them with Muppets. It would be hilarious. But yeah. So yeah, that was chaotic. Thank you everyone for who participated in that. All right.
This is certainly a way to start the show.
It is certainly a way to start the show. With that being said, let's hop into season 3, episode 6, Springtime. Written by Linda Bloodworth-Thomason and Mary Kay Place. Do you recognize those names, Ethan?
I should, I think, but I don't. Not off the top of my head immediately.
They are MASH's first female writers, but this is their second episode. Do you remember what their first episode was?
I do not.
Hot Lips and Empty. Yeah, Hot Lips and Empty Arms.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So they're back for what is a wonderful episode. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna spoil the ending. This episode's great. So yeah, written by Linda Bloodworth-Thomason and Mary Kay Place, directed by Don Weiss, aired October 15th, 1974. So yeah, it is springtime in Korea. Regular old surgery session. We saw a bunch of that in the last episode. Nothing too crazy. Just setting the stage. Setting the stage that Frank's annoyed with Hawkeye. They just got out of a bunch of surgery. They've been going at it for 32 hours, all that jazz. But whilst they are performing surgery, a Marine comes in, and apparently in the MASH universe, Marines mean one of two things: children, or the most absolute fucking brick shit house of a person that has ever existed. Just an entire unit of person. So in this case, it's option B. Corporal Lyle Wesson is carried in on like 7 stretchers, and he has a nick in his carotid artery that Hawkeye quickly patches up. I'm sure that will not cause any additional plot for this episode. Ethan,
Yeah. Yo.
your thoughts on this corn-fed American boy?
I'm identifying with a character and I don't like it. It's like,
So
damn,
audience, if you don't know what Ethan looks like, this is pretty
which
close. Six
I
six three,
fucking
dark hair, built like a cube. Yeah, you
yeah.
know it's moderately terrifying actually. The resemblance is uncanny, which is kind of a diss when you realize that this is in fact um Alex Karras, aka Mongo from fucking Blazing Saddles. So there's our
And
second
so
Mel Brooks movie of the night.
I'm gonna take that in stride just because, first of all, Blazing Saddles is a fucking great movie, and second of all, he was absolutely hilarious as Mungo in that.
Which if in case anyone needs a refresher, Blazing Saddles came out the same year this MASH episode came out. So theoretically, he would have recently filmed Mungo, which there's no way that did not influence his character in this. Like literally toward the end of the episode, you have the like uh the same speech pattern. No, Lyle bad. Lyle did bad thing. Like
No,
there's
Lyle
there's
good,
no way.
Hawkeye bad.
There's no way they didn't do that somewhat intentionally. I kind of love it. But on that note, uh yes, Mike, we're going to talk about you. If you like Blazing Saddles or have not seen Blazing Saddles, go watch Blazing Saddles and then go
Yes.
listen to Sleazebag Cinema's podcast on Blazing Saddles. It was Mike. I forget the other host's name because I didn't pull it
Ooh.
up. Bad, but their guest was Bella Sissa, who we've had on the show. So go listen to them talk about how you could never make this movie again. And then go watch it.
Yeah,
It's
you
insane.
absolutely could not. You couldn't even come close.
Ah, what a fine morning it is.
Careful, very careful. I've
Hey,
been advised to come in
look what I got
fucking.
here.
Hey, boys.
Uh, hey boys, look what I got here. It's so bad. This is the thing, and I hate that this is I think this is the closest we get to Mel Brooks. Is this episode? By the 6 degrees of separation. If you have not watched a Mel Brooks movie, which if you haven't, I'm genuinely shocked. But if you go and if you've never seen Blazing Saddles and you're going to go watch Blazing Saddles because of this conversation, I'm going to warn you. Blazing, especially if you're of Ethan and I's generation, Blazing Saddles was made in the 70s by a man who was a Jewish American soldier fighting in Europe during World War II. The man will make fun of anything. The man will be intentionally a little blasphemous is not the right word because that's a specific thing, but he will make jokes that are wildly inappropriate by then's standards, let alone today's. Because making fun of shit, he makes fun of shit that should be made fun of. He did The Producers, where the whole concept of The Producers is the producers need to make the worst stage production possible to take advantage of an insurance loophole, so they make a musical about Hitler.
Which
It's
was referenced at the
wild.
beginning of this episode.
Yes. It's
In
the fake play in The Producers is called Springtime for Hitler. And the lyrics of that song are wild. But if you go to watch any of Mel Brooks' stuff and you go, "Oh my gosh, that's offensive." Yes, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to call out these weird, dumb thing. Like a lot of the Blazing Saddle stuff is like race related, but it's making fun of the idea of being racist. You have to watch it knowing that's what it's doing, because people who aren't smart enough to understand that just assume the movie is being shocking just to be shocking, and like it kind of is, but also there's a little bit more to it than that. But
yeah,
sorry, go watch
no,
Mel Brooks movies, except maybe Men in Tights. I don't dislike Men
the
in Tights, but if I had to choose, Men in Tights is lower on the list than Blazing Saddles and The Producers and a couple of the other ones. But yeah. Anyway,
Now, yeah,
that's the rant. Go watch Sleazebags Cinema's podcast about it too, because why not? Go get out of here. Pause this one.
yeah,
Go
we don't
listen to
want
that one. Come back.
no,
Uh,
don't come back. We don't want you here. I don't understand why you're here. It
anyway,
boggles my mind. It makes me uncomfortable isn't the right word, but I think you might need psychiatric help, serious psychiatric help. This is coming from a place of kindness and compassion. Talk to somebody, talk to anybody, talk to your dog, talk to the bird outside the window, talk to the cameras in the walls. I'm in the cameras in the walls. I am in your walls. Talk to me, please.
are you good? Are you all right? Are
Now
you all right?
I'm waiting for you to cut me off because I will just
Nope.
say shit.
Nope.
You
I'm gonna.
can't you,
I need you to learn to self-regulate. So,
you and I
moving
both know that's never gonna happen.
moving right along from that tangent. Hi, audience. Welcome back. For those of you that skipped 15 5 times. So, uh, Pierce patches up Lyle. Lyle's convinced he's gonna die. You know, he's got the stereotypical mother tattoo on his chest. Are you tattooed, Ethan? I don't recall.
No,
I don't.
I'm not tattooed. I've not found anything I want to have on my body forever. And the caveat I made with myself is if I get a tattoo, I am drawing it myself.
You know what? That is fair. That is fair. That is very fair, I think.
Hmm.
Same. I have not found anything that I would like to put on my person. I have ideas of something I might like to put on my person, but again, the examples I've seen of this thing, most of them are really cringy. Like man, even saying it out loud feels cringy. I
Is it a
would
Star
like
Wars tattoo?
no, because it's been such a huge part of my life and who I am. I would like a small, tastefully done Eagle Scout tattoo. I don't know what
Mm,
that looks like. Some of the ones I've seen are fucking insanely cringy and bad,
yeah.
but something small that references being an Eagle Scout and the troop I earned Eagle in. I don't know where I would want it. I don't know what it would look like. If those stars aligned, I would get that tattoo, but they haven't, so I don't. So
Well, I
just
mean, not to imply stolen valor or anything, but just for the sake of conversation, I know what a lot of the military do is they sort of get the tattoo on their shoulder right where it would be on their uniform.
mhm.
So, for instance, you could do like the
So
troop patches and the rank patch on your shoulder where it would be on your uniform.
see, I've seen people with that tattoo. If it's done well, it's like that's a bold move. If it's
Hmm.
done not well, it looks cringy as fuck. But no, I don't know. That is something I may investigate in the future. But anyway, surgery has ended. Trapper and Hawkeye step outside, and we see that it is a beautiful, warm, sunny spring day in Korea. Trapper mentions they've been freezing their noonies off for 6 months, which that's the thing. I think a lot of people, especially if you've watched MASH does an okay job of portraying this. Korea is very far northern latitude. Well, not far northern latitude, but in that part of the world where Korea is the winters are harsh and the summers are hot. It is not it is a rocky mountainous place. It is not great. It is I think the best movie that has ever gotten like the Korean landscape right is oh fuck, what's that movie that came out like a year and a half ago about the first African American naval aviator? Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. Fuck. He gets shot down in Korea. Uh, I'm gonna look it up because I'm annoyed I can't.
Yeah, that's for the best because I don't know.
Devotion. I knew it started with a D. Oh, that was a
Mm.
22 movie. That's almost 2 years ago now. Yeah, Devotion, which I need to go watch because apparently it was really good. That's probably the best film that has done the portrayal of just how barren parts of the Korean like mountainous terrain are. It's just, especially after they've been repeatedly bombed and shelled to shit. Uh, so yeah, but here in MASH universe, it's a beautiful sunny spring day. Not saying that they don't have them, but the extremes of the Korean climate are not always understood, I think. Uh, Trapper is insistent to grab a jug of the torpedo juice and and a couple nurses and head for the hills. Hawkeye, I don't know about you, Ethan. I'm with Hawkeye. Sleep. Sleep
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
sleep first, debauch later.
Well, I'm sure we've talked about this before, but what is the longest you have ever been up, like, straight?
I don't think I've quite cracked 72 nonstop because it's like, okay, what do you count? Like, do you count any sleep, or do you mean like restful sleep? Because if we're only counting like good restful sleep, I've probably gone 72 plus hours.
Well, the reason I
Like I
ask and
like I don't want to count like nodding off for 5 minutes and then getting woken back up. Like that
yeah.
doesn't seem like that counts.
I think because the reason I ask is, Frank said 32 hours straight, which means they're 32 hours of surgery, which means, pretty
I've
much
definitely
constant attention.
I've
So
definitely stayed up 32 hours. That's well within the yeah, 32 hours I've definitely done. But
so yeah, I 100% agree that to hell with the
cuz I
nurses, to hell with the trees, to hell with the springtime. I'm finding my cot,
but
and
like
that's the end of it.
based on last episode OR, Trapper got a cat nap on the stretcher in the hallway. I would, if I were Trapper at the end of that surgery session, I would say that we were doing surgery, that I was doing surgery nonstop. Like, yeah, I got a 20-minute nap on a gurney. I did not sleep soundly and restfully in my own bed for 32 hours. So I think, yeah, that's that's a lot. Side note, our British contingent is still around the 4077th. I see the Indian, I say Indian, the Indian subcontinent area looking gentleman with his turban. I'm not sure what all the various Commonwealth nations or British units were in Korea, so I'm not sure if that would be an Indian gentleman or maybe one of the other Commonwealths. But then the other gentleman, the Black Beret, I actually stumbled upon this when I was doing some Korean War research. The area around Uijeongbu was had a lot of English units. So the fact that there's some English uh s- soldiers in the background of mass shots is like weirdly a nice little historical touch, even if it's maybe not intentional, but kind of cool. Um, so Trapper is gonna go off to debauch. Uh, Hawkeye is gonna go to sleep. Radar takes notice and makes a beeline for a young lady, a nurse we have not met, named Lieutenant Simmons, who is sunbathing in camo top and bottoms. Uh, and he mentions he did not recognize her without her parka and hood and glasses. Ethan, do you know what actress this is?
I know you're about to tell me.
Joke's on you. It's one of the writers of this episode, Mary Kay Place. She is also an actor.
Damn.
Uh, she she's uh she's acted as recently as 2022, voice acting. Uh, but some of the more well-known things been in a couple of Grey's Anatomy episodes, Lady Dynamite, bup, 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 bup. There was a big one. Where's her big one? On the Mary Hartman show, she was Loretta Haggers for 325 episodes. So, as far as writing, I said as far as writing, not as much writing credits, but she does have 3 episodes of MASH under her belt. This is her second. So yeah, Mary Kay Place. But we see that Radar is very smitten with Lieutenant Simmons. Henry pulls him away to explain that he's going to go out and hit a couple balls, but his anniversary issue of Archie Comics arrived, and he fixed it so his cot sits level and he won't have to sleep on a slant anymore. So,
Aw.
God bless. And I there's no way Henry is not paying attention and knows exactly what's going on. Like he just interrupted Radar staring at a nurse. What does he open with? Is sunning your tonsils, Radar? Something like
Yep,
that? Tanning your
because
tonsils?
his mouth is agape, looking at this
Uh,
ogling.
and as Henry walks off, he turns to look at what Radar's looking at. It's like, Henry, you know you're fucking with Radar's game. Stop it. But yeah. We then transition into what is weirdly like a somewhat nice, wholesome moment for Margaret and Frank. They're still being weird, but it's like they're making the most of the spring day too. Like,
Yeah, but they're being
people.
weird.
People are
Barely.
weird, Ethan. I
Not
mean, they
me.
got a blanket, they got a bottle of wine, they're sitting on a hillside, they've picked some flowers. Like, they're being normaler. I will say this. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna back Frank up a little bit. He has moments of genuine good, like, I don't want to say spouse, but you know what I mean? Like, clearly he has a couple moments where he considers the other person in the relationship. It's
How
not
dare
perfect.
you?
Very rarely does he get it right, but he does occasionally.
How dare you try and find the shades of gray and nuance in a character that we're supposed to dislike and give them credit where
I
credit's
want you,
due.
this is going to be so important for a conversation later. Look how calm and not angry and at peace Frank is right here. Like, he is a pip. He is going to get worse. Homie is in a good, mentally stable spot right here. He's not okay. I didn't say he was not somewhat insane for asking Margaret to let him press his ear against her lips. But hey, homie is being maintained mentally by this relationship, and I think that's important to point out.
I'm sure
although
that
he
won't.
does,
I'm sure that doesn't have any repercussions.
he does let slip one of the best Frank Burns lines. Funny thing, war. Never have so many suffered so much, so few could be so happy. Which,
You,
like,
Frank.
is weirdly profound. Like, in a vacuum, that quote would like be like that could be a Banksy tagline underneath some painting of his. But so Margaret notices they're not alone. There seems to be a woman sitting under a tree in the distance, and of course, I know I've said this before. This might be one of my favorite Klinger outfits. Just the lacy lavender. There's way if you look at that outfit, it is absolutely purposely wardrobed out so that it all like dances in the wind as he skips away in a minute. Like, there's no reason for him to be wearing that much flowing lace except for it to catch the wind when he runs away. But I love it. He also, weirdly, some character expansion and development for Klinger, weirdly, seems to genuinely, like, he has actively chosen by himself to dress up, go out and sit under this tree and read poetry.
I'm just gonna say it.
Go off, King.
If I were going to be frolicking in a field, I think I'd probably want to pick some a flowy wardrobe too. Okay, that looked
Why
fucking
not?
fun. That looked goddamn photogenic. Okay, like I'd know
It
if
did.
I'd go full lavender pattern dress, but you know, have you ever frolicked?
I mean, yeah.
God, I want to frolic so bad right now.
So Klinger is reading a book of poems he won in a poetry game by Rupert Brooke, who is a real poet, I was surprised to learn. And weirdly, we're going to go off on a little Rupert Brooke tangent, as y'all know we would, because he's actually a very interesting choice for a poet to reference. Rupert Brooke was an English poet known for his idealistic
Boo.
war sonnets written during the First World War, especially The Soldier and The Dead. The Soldier is where we get. I know I've told you this, Ethan. You've heard me talk about the speech that was written for President Nixon if something happened and Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong could not lift back up off the moon and they were stranded there. Have you
Mhm.
heard me talk about this speech?
I have,
Lines,
yeah.
the opening lines in that speech, or not opening lines, the one of the key lines in that speech is taken from a Rupert Brooke poem. From the poem The Soldier, if I should die, I think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England, that shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed. So I think in the moon landing poem, it is we can look to the moon and forever know that there is one corner of the cosmos that is forever human. So, so that's one of his poems. The Dead is commonly inscribed on epitaphs or war memorials in the Commonwealth. So I think in like New Zealand, Australia, all over England, a lot of the blow out you bugles over the rich dead. There is none of these so lonely and so poor of old, but dying has made us rarer gifts than gold. So yeah, weirdly very prolific English author. Unfortunately, he did die during the war. He got sepsis while fighting in Egypt and would die on a hospital ship in one of the Greek cities. I can't find it, in Skyros, Greece, right before the invasion of Gallipoli. So yeah, weirdly poignant choice for poet to reference in your Korean War show. Like weirdly, I do want to get like a book of his poems because something
No, I'm
about like war poems. Like there's a famous one. The name I'm not going to remember. What one of the paratroopers that jumped into Normandy wrote a poem about recapturing the section of France they were in, and it's like weird. It's really good. I think it's about Carentan, that little peninsula on the south of France. But whatever. Yeah, you were saying.
no, so
I got off on a
I was just
tangent.
reading Rupert Brooke. I read The Dead and, was it The Soldier? What was the first poem? It was The
Uh,
Dead and The Soldier, I think. Is that
yeah, The
right?
Dead and the Soldier are the two I
So,
specifically
Love
brought
is
up.
the title of the one that made it into MASH, and Slaking or Unslaking. Damn, dude was a
Mm.
wordsmith. I don't like
Same
giving
with The
credit to.
Damned Ship
Yeah,
writer.
I don't like giving credit to British people, but
Jesus.
I mean,
But
damn, man.
anyway. So yeah,
Ah,
Rupert Brooke.
poetry. It's like a sunset or a foot fetish. If you don't understand it,
No,
I can't explain it to you.
stop. No. Man, that was gonna be like a really good comment, and then you fucked it up. Um, nah, I hated like the poetry part of English class because it's like you either got it or you don't, and you can't force it. Write about something you're passionate about. Like, bitch, I don't feel passionate right now. Like, don't force emotions out of me. I don't like that. God damn it. But
Did my English portion or my poetry portion of English class was memorization and presentation. I don't think we had to write an original. I mean,
yeah.
we might have. I've tried to
It's
force
like
a lot of school memories out.
poetry and songwriting and like I hated classes that was like it was like forced creation. Like I took one art class, obviously English because you have to, but it's like I hate I don't like the idea of forced creation because then it's not creation. You're just going through the motions to go through the motions. Like for example, your fucking Kimono Dragon or the Windy's Goon. Great random images that you have made but
Okay.
not because someone sat there and went, draw this, the funny man, draw the funny thing. You just had an idea and went, this would be silly, and it is. For those of you wondering what the Wendy's goon is, it's a Wendigo holding a bag of Wendy's takeout food with the red hair and pigtails. The Wendy's
God.
goon. It's so
Somewhere
great.
somewhere that original is, like, in a file somewhere, and if anybody besides me comes across it, I'm gonna have some serious explaining to do.
I love the Wendy's goon. It's so great. I would unironically like wear it as a Halloween shirt. It's so good.
You
But
flatter
yeah.
me.
But anyway, moving right along. So Radar is bringing the mail to Klinger because there's a very important letter uh, for Klinger. His girlfriend, fiance, I guess girlfriend, because she agreed to marry him just now, so they're not fiance until he opens the letter. His girl, Laverne, back in Toledo, has agreed to marry him. Aww. Uh,
Mm.
God, I love watching Klinger frolic. I love I love the cinematography. And there's other episodes to go in depth on the gentleman who did a lot of the camera work for MASH. But the cinematography of lining up this shot so you intentionally get Klinger running up the hill behind Radar is so great. It's so perfect. Um
Very, Little House on the Prairie, that's what
it's very Little House on the Prairie. Um Before we pick back up with that plot line, uh I love a lot of the little details in the background of this episode. Like, it's a spring day. Father Mulcahy is getting Hawkeye to come help with a patient who's in the hospital. But as they're walking through camp, like, you got the two guys like washing the ambulance in the background, and it's like how often do they do that? Are they just doing? Is it literally like spring cleaning? Because I kind of love, like, it's such an innocuous little detail, but I kind of dig it. It's kind of like the perfect background detail for this episode to me.
I say it every time, and I am not gonna stop here. I always love the episodes that are shot in Malibu Creek. You can always tell there's just so much more depth to it.
Hmm.
I love it so much.
So we get Hawkeye and Father Mulcahy heading back over to post op. There is a patient who just wandered into the hospital with a cat, with a good little boy there. Um,
A
he's
little
not
boy cat.
talking. I'm assuming. I don't know. Uh, but he's not talking to anyone. He's not letting anyone take the cat from him. Uh, Hawkeye says, "Hey, you're good to stay here. You can hold on to the cat, and you're not hurting anyone." He asks Father McKay, "What's his name?" "Fluffy." "No, thank you." He came in without dog tags, so they do not know the soldier's name. I know the soldier's name, because I'm a dork. Uh, I believe in this episode he is credited as Pasco, and he is played by a gentleman named Greg Mabry. He has a very short and not super exciting acting career. Uh, oh wait, no, he starred in The Other Side of the Mountain, the 1975 film version of The Other Side of the Mountain. Interesting.
He
Uh,
starred in it?
I say starred. He's a character in it. I don't know
Oh,
which
okay.
character.
He got into
Uh,
acting just to pet the cat, and honestly, I understand.
maybe the actually MASH would be the last thing he acted in. Not this episode though. This is his first of two MASHes. But anyway,
Does he also have a cat in the second?
no.
Well, in like that, you've lost me.
I think what's the episode he's in? I think I know. It's he is in No, that's not what I wanted to click on. End run. Yeah, okay. He's in the episode. I think he is. He's in a good episode. He's not the focus of the episode, but he's in a really good episode. While Hawkeye is visiting post-op, he is flagged down by Corporal Wesson, aka Lyle. He thanks Hawkeye for saving his life. He appreciates it. The aggressive too long handshake, we love it. Lyle insists that Hawkeye is a genius doctor. It's a miracle that he's alive, and he's going to pay Hawkeye back. No kidding, I'm gonna pay you back. Okay, fine, just lie back, Lyle, and hope the bed can take it. Creak. Like, Jesus Christ. I really hate to say it again. It's you, Ethan. Um,
Yeah, I know, I know.
I like to imagine that Klinger has been running this entire time. And so we see Colonel Blake about to golf. I love how everyone's stories are like perfectly intertwined. Like, you don't see Trapper the rest of this episode because supposedly I mean, not the rest of the episode. For this middle chunk of the episode, Trapper's gone because evidently he went up to the hills with a bottle of jungle juice and a nurse and is having a good time. Klinger found where Colonel Blake was hitting golf balls on the hillside. Like, I kind of love how everyone's stories cross and then come back at the end. It's great.
Mhm.
Um, so as the Colonel's about to swing his golf club, Colonel Blake! Colonel, my girl Laverne, she agreed to marry me. Klinger, has she ever seen you? Yeah, we've been dating since high school. Of course she's seen me. I mean, recently. So you gotta let me go, sir. I've just gotta get married. You're not pregnant, are you? Don't be ridiculous, sir. Me, you're the one that looks like you just blew out a Gone with the Wind. Uh, Klinger would like a small little wedding and a quick honeymoon, and he'd come right back. Everyone who believes that, stand on your head.
Yeah.
Uh,
Toronto's awful close to that Canadian border. I mean, it is right there. It's
just
right
yep,
there.
just run, just go north, go up the Great Lakes coast from Toledo, cross into Canada, and just be done with it.
Was going to Canada for draft dodging popular in the Korean War? Was that
You
a
know,
Vietnam
I
thing?
don't. I think that was more a Vietnam thing because Korea, we need to, the more I've learned more about the Korean War recently, and it's so much more fascinating than I thought. I mean, fascinating, but also kind of the beginning of the really
And
hardcore American interventionism stuff
yeah, and
that yeah, but yeah, it's interesting, but we'll also talk about why we hate Woodrow Wilson, but that's a different episode. But no, I don't think draft dodging was as big in the Korean War. Like, you're always gonna have people that get drafted that are like, yeah, no thanks. But yeah, I don't think it was quite a concerted effort until uh, you know, until Vietnam because of some of
yeah.
the other stuff that was going on.
That
Uh
said,
that's
Klinger would be gone forever, immediately.
yeah. We get the nurses seeing who's signed up for what volleyball team. Radar just awkwardly inserting himself. Once again, a little bit of the fun, like, spring cleaning background. You see the guy is rewiring and fixing up the megaphone, but in the background, which is, again, I love the little touches like that. Hang on, flag check. Flags are flying. Seems to be correctly. Good. Radar is using the excuse of asking one of the nurses a health question for her forms to try to get in the vicinity of Lieutenant Simmons, and it's just weird. Um, God, Radar's weird. Hawkeye and Trapper are going to lunch, and he senses the large presence behind him. That's my Marine, right? How'd you guess? We just had a total eclipse of the sun. Man, Lyle is huge because Alan Alda is like 6'2" and Wayne Rogers is like 6'4". That means Alex Karras has to be like 6'3", 6'4".
Hmm.
That is he is a unit.
I love this scene so much.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me get the door for you. Door. I thought the joke when I
Just
first saw this was,
grabs
oh,
the
he's gonna
guy
rip it
and
off his
pushes him
hinges,
out of
huh?
the way.
But nope. Yeah, somebody else tries to come, and he's like, no, no. And he does it with a little smile, but he just like,
This,
no.
I feel like this is what would happen if you and I traveled together. Ah,
Yeah.
dang. Ah, dang, there's a line for the bathroom. You guys can go pee in a bush, right? One open stall opened up here, Anthony. I'm like, shit.
It's better than traveling with my father, I promise you that.
Oh Lord. I'm imagining your father is just an older, less patient version of you.
You're exactly right,
Oh no!
except he's also got a funny streak, and last time we went any amount of distance, he got some of those little poppets, the things you throw at the ground, they make a little explosion, and he'd put like a half dozen of them under toilet seats at truck stops. So
Your
the
dad's that Vietnam vet guy that the video goes around every 4th of July where he just sets off a little Chinese fire, like a small firework, just lights the fuse and chucks it under the launcher next to him, and everyone scatters and he's just sitting there as it goes off. That's your dad. He's just like, oh, this will
Yeah.
be funny. What's the worst that could happen to me? But so yeah, Lyle passive aggressively gets Hawkeye and Trapper 2 seats and 2 trays of food with everything. Um,
Also, good to see
Hawkeye,
Igor again.
good to see Jeff Maxwell as Igor. Again, I said this a couple episodes ago. A lot of these background extras, like the nurses and Roy and Igor and all these guys, love that they kept them on, because by the time you get to the end of the show, you didn't realize you had noticed they were there the whole time. It's so good. But like you do, but you don't. It's so wonderful.
Sure.
So Radar, later in the evening, Radar comes into the swamp to talk to Hawkeye and Trapper. He explains to Hawkeye and Trapper that there's this woman, Lieutenant Simmons. He explains that, you should see her without her parka on. And he starts to explain, like, I fucking love and hate Hawkeye during this. She wasn't wearing a parka, but she's wearing this little hands. She was wearing 2 hands. Like, Hawkeye, shut up and let the boy get the words out. But then poor Radar, his confidence just drops. Like, oh, what's the diff? Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This conversation that happens is a good version of the mentorship of Radar by Hawkeye and Trapper. There are going to be some not good future examples that we'll get to.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
But this is the example I'm going to point to when we get to that point. This is how you comfort Radar. You boost his confidence. You don't tell him to go do something vaguely reckless and stupid. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to anyone who's seen this show before. So they tell Radar, he does the whole, we're ignoring each other. I was trying to beat her to the ignore. I don't think she knows I'm alive. And I love Trapper. Well, prove to her that you're alive. Hawkeye, breathe in her face.
Thank you, Hawkeye.
Thank you, Hawkeye.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. But essentially, their advice is, hey, go talk to her like a person. Don't be weird. Just tell her, hey, I'd like to get to know you more, and see what happens. We jump to Henry in his office arranging the ham radio to phone connection to extension to collect call to get Laverne and her family and the priest on the phone with Klinger at the MASH unit at the right time. So 4 a.m. Korea time will get them 8 a.m. her time, I think is what they say. But they're all set. The wedding's gonna happen. Klinger laments that it would have been easier just to send him home, which again Henry was gonna have none of.
The next time I'd see you,
you'd be a rocket. Rocket at Radio City Music Hall. Yes. Radar.
Get shaved and get into your gown.
Go get shaved and get into your gown. Yes, sir. So Radar, taking half of the advice that Trapper and Hawkeye gave, Here's how you know he took the advice seriously, Ethan.
Mhm.
Radar's on the prowl. You know how we know?
Is he is, oh
He
my
is
god, he's
wearing
wearing the
the
paratrooper
ascot.
scarf.
Wear the paratrooper scarf, Radar. Uh, I like to think that he didn't wear it before, and then because of chosen people, they're like, wear the scarf. And he's like, maybe I should wear the scarf. So he's measuring the camp. Okay.
So, okay, if you're gonna use this lie, at least make it a believable measurement. The camp is not a 54 by 54 foot
Is
fucking.
that what he says?
He says 2,900 square foot or thereabouts. I'm rounding up. It's like 28 and
Hang on.
change.
I'm measuring the
So
camp.
28, yeah.
Last year we had 2009. I've been in houses bigger than that. What?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a 54 by 54 foot camp.
Holy shit.
At least make the lie believable.
I'm about to move into a 20-foot by 20-foot like studio apartment. Oh, there's no way the camp's 54 feet by 54 feet. Jesus Christ. Now 29,000 square feet. That's
Yeah, sure.
getting better. Still not that's not much better, but it's better.
290,000 is probably more like it. You had two
That's too
extra
much.
zeros. I don't know.
Uh but yeah,
Uh,
so Radar forces this to be the impetus of conversation where he invites her to see Firstborn of Godzilla, which I'm sure I didn't even bother looking up. It's probably anachronistic. I don't think the Godzilla movies were coming out yet, and if they were, certainly not the second one. And but yeah, we're not going to discuss the MASH timeline. I've already started looking into it, and I've needed to drink because of it. We're not going to get into this right now.
no.
Radar, Lieutenant Simmons explains she's not much for movies. She'd rather stay in and read a book, maybe some poetry. I'm convinced she knows because of what we know happens at the end of this episode. I think she knows Radar has a poetry book and is trying to like, uh, you know, not double talk. What am I trying to, uh, oh shit. Why can't I think of words tonight? Uh, fuck. I can't
She
think of
is
the
trying
word.
to fuck.
No, where you like, not reverse engineer. Where you say something to get someone to say the thing you want them to say. I can't think of what that's called all
Manipulate?
of a sudden. No, fuck, it'll come to me in like 12 hours. But I think she's trying to get Radar to be like, "Whoa, that sounds interesting." He mentions he has a book from a new guy called Ruptured Brook. Uh no.
Ruptured Brook.
No, Rupert Brooke died in 1914. Radar, I don't think he's new, but yeah. Frank is harassing our boy and his cat. How rude of him. I love that Hawkeye comes in while he's counting down. He's just like, "Are you showing off for the patients again, Frank?"
So I didn't really I you mentioned it earlier in the episode, but I forgot to ask you earlier. I didn't really catch it that when Father Mulcahy comes and gets Hawkeye, he just wandered into the camp and he doesn't have dog tags and he has this cat and he's just
So
sort of sitting in the
he's
mash tent.
he is probably, again. There's a lot of, I don't know what are inappropriate terms to call it. During the Korean War, it would be battle fatigue or uh I think battle fatigue was the running thing. In World War One, it was shell shock.
Sure.
Um, it
I,
it gets a little more politically correct the closer to modern times we get, but what we would know today is PTSD. Um, my guess is something happened up on the line and he just disassociated and wandered off. Because you have to remember, they're only 2 or 3 miles from the front. It's not impossible for that man to have walked there in the span of an
mm,
hour or two.
I
Uh,
do forget that this is a front line.
yeah.
Uh, so
So he maybe found the cat near the camp, picked it up, started petting it as kind of like a stress relief type thing, and then just wandered in and sat down on that cot. But
I can
yeah,
relate to that.
homie is just hardcore disassociating.
I also disassociate when I hold my cat. Not from shell shock or PTSD, but,
Now, why do you think he throws Hawkeye in the headlock though?
uh, I would I mean, I if anybody deserves to be put in a headlock in this scenario, it's Frank, right?
Probably. But I'm wondering why, like, clearly he's like calm, and based on what Hawkeye has said, he's fine to stay there until someone can come, talk to him. I'm wondering if he just wants to be left alone, or if he's like it suddenly hit him like, "Oh, I've been AWOL. Oh shit." Like, I don't
No,
know.
you know what? I think what happens is he gives the cat to Hawkeye, and the second Hawkeye turns to hand it to somebody else, that's when his eyes go wide and he goes into
Oh, like
fucking
the
kill
cat's
mode.
going away,
Like,
away.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, hey, the cat's not just going to the end of the bed. The cat is leaving the room. I am not okay with it. Okay, I
Yeah.
could see that. If he's like latched onto that as his like, his like, his comfort, his emotional support animal, basically.
Look at
I
that
could see
cat.
that.
He's just so happy.
He's a goodest
Yeah.
boy. That cat, man, that cat died like 50 years ago.
Shut the fuck up.
Man,
Stop being right. I
I
hate you so much.
that cat's been dead a long time. I don't know why I thought of that. I'm so sorry.
You know what? I thought of it too, but I wasn't going to say
Don't
it because I
worry.
thought I was being morbid.
Don't worry though. Lyle is to the rescue, but I'm going to say this. If that guy actually put Hawkeye in real life in a chokehold like that, Hawkeye would be unconscious in like seconds, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan. I am not a proficient in physical hand-to-hand combat. But isn't the idea to get the crook of your elbow around so you squeeze both sides of the neck to cut off the carotid arteries? Or am I or do you have any idea?
It's
I don't know.
I don't know the exact science behind it,
Cuz
which
the
is the
way
truth of the
cuz
matter, but
he's got his forearm across the front of Hawkeye's neck, which is like looks good, but I don't think biomechanically that's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, I mean, it can occur. Unconsciousness can occur within seconds because I think ultimately what it does is it cuts off blood flow to the brain if you're
Mhm.
doing it correctly, and that's why it's so dangerous. It's not about the airway as much as it is the blood flow
Yeah,
in the
you're
major
not
arteries there.
it's not you're not choking them, you are literally stopping blood flow to the brain long enough for them to become unconscious.
Yeah, but if
So,
he's still talking, and you are right, because his forearm is against the neck more than anything. So it seems
yeah,
to
and
me that I'm trying to spin it in this poor kid's favor. I'm hoping that it's not so much a results kick as it is an action thing.
yeah.
Just so.
So, Lyle to the rescue. Uh, Lyle removes Hawkeye from the situation, but he does it I will say Lyle does it with a sense of appreciation for the scenario. Like, clearly this dude isn't a threat. Like, he doesn't beat the shit out of this kid like I'm assuming Lyle probably has done before. He's like, "Hey, let go of the doctor. You're good." So, good on Lyle for being at least, aware of his surroundings in that sense. But and then he slaps Hawkeye on the ass going out the door, which is hilarious.
Yeah, you
Uh
see, if Lyle slaps Hawkeye on the ass, then it's just a funny bumper scene. When I do it to you, all of a sudden it's
No, dude, I hate that shit.
inappropriate.
Nope, I hate that shit. Genuinely, I almost punched one of my dad's friends in the face because I think I've said this a couple times on the podcast. She came behind me one day in our kitchen and did the thing where you like poke the side like just above the hips but below the rib cage, poked me in the sides. When I
Oh.
wasn't expecting it, I turned around and said, "Don't ever do that again." She did it about 5 minutes later. I turned around and I'm not proud of this, had every intention of punching her in the throat. I collected myself before I threw the punch, but I was fully tensed and ready to throw that punch. And my dad watched it. He's like, he told you to fucking not do that. Like, I do not like the like touch me on the shoulder, slap me on the ass, do that. I don't when I can't see it coming. I fucking
Yeah.
hate that shit. It startles me. It startles me. Even like with cashiering at grocery outlet, when like sweet little Teresa would come up and like tap me on the shoulder, get my attention. I'd be like, Teresa, you can't come up. You're a foot shorter than me. You absolutely can't be doing that. It scares the shit out of me. Especially after we redid the registers and they were all open back to the line behind. We didn't have the
Oh,
little like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
little they were back to back, so you had a little like zone of safety.
Yeah, so
So
anybody could be behind you,
yeah,
and
literally anyone
you
could be behind me. I
because it
hate
was
that.
grocery outlet, usually anybody was.
Yeah. But
But we love
so
Teresa.
Radar, okay, I love this scene. Have we ever seen Radar in a Hawaiian print shirt before now? Like
No,
I'm
but I'm
sure we
convinced he
have.
stole it from Trapper.
So I'm sure we have seen Radar in a Hawaiian print shirt like at a party. Have we ever seen him wearing a Hawaiian print shirt like on his own accord outside of another event going on in camp?
I actually
Because
don't
in
even
my
think
Go
I don't
ahead.
even think we've seen it in a party. I mean, maybe at the off in one of the officers' club scenes,
This
maybe.
screams to me like this seems to me this is really adorable if this is true. I like to think he got a Hawaiian shirt because of Hawkeye and Trapper.
Oh, you can
Like,
tell that. I
oh,
think
I love he's trying
Hawkeye
to
or
channel
Trapper.
Hawkeye and Trapper energy here, and it's
Yeah.
so great. Like he brings a little bit of like he brings the a gift. He comes all cleaned up, hair's combed back. He's wearing his I think he's always wearing a watch, but because he's wearing the long sleeves, you never notice. Uh, props to the prop department. It's an actual Rupert Brooke book of poems. You can see his name big on the cover. Uh, so Radar starts reading from The Damned Ship, which from I read the poem. Hi, I'm gonna try to impress my English teachers in the audience. I think The Damned Ship is comparing love sickness and seasickness and how they invoke the same physical response. But yeah, I'll let you guys read the poem and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Essentially
Trying to find it.
the narrator of the poem is getting seasick at sea, so he's trying to think of his love to distract him, but it's causing the same nausea and queasiness. So it's not helping essentially.
Mm. God, Rupert Brooke.
Warm gobbets up I throw. Anyway,
Yeah. Old
Father
meat. Good
old
meals.
meat.
Browned gobbets. Up I through. Okay.
I hate it.
Yeah.
You can stop anytime.
I can, but not really.
We then jump to Henry's office at 4 a.m. Remember, that's when they had to do this. It is 4 a.m. in universe right now. Father Mulcahy is presiding over the ceremonies. Klinger is in a white wedding gown, which I believe, I don't know if he says it in this episode, but I believe he will say in the future that was the wedding gown his uncle used to get out of the army in World War I. So
Did he say that in a previous episode? Because
possibly.
This is the second time we've seen Klinger in a wedding dress, because I remember very famously the line, "A white dress. I'm entitled. I'm a virgin."
I don't know if it was a wedding gown, but he was wearing white for sure.
Okay.
So the radio cuts out right at the crucial moment. So while Henry's trying to fix that, Hawkeye and Trapper come in to celebrate, bringing a cake that I don't know if you noticed, Ethan. Did you take notice of the toppers of the cake?
When I first watched this on my phone, I thought, "Huh, that's a really weird dollop of cream at the top there."
No,
And now that I've
it's
got
a
it on a
bride.
computer, it's two brides. It's two
It's two
brides.
brides. They're taking pictures of Klinger. More veil. I can still see your face. Um, uh,
I
Henry
love Lyle
accidentally
so much. Lyle, you know, I know I said I wasn't a fan of the comparison, but that is exactly what I would do in this
like
scenario.
you wouldn't cast judgment, you'd just be like, "This is a weird party." Anyway,
Like, dang, my buddy here who saved my life is, you know, has got some strange friends, but I managed to get invited along, so I best at least
just
try try to be, you know, a
guys,
part of things.
audience, if you don't have a golden retriever friend, you need to find one.
They're
You
out
just
there.
need
Well,
they're out
they
there.
they
Just
find
the
you. That's how it
huh.
works.
This is if you don't have a friend that's like Doug from Up, you gotta get on that. Um, so Henry accidentally gets like a Midwest radio show of some lady talking about her recipes. Uh Ma'am, I'm a doctor and trying to marry a soldier in the middle of a war. That's sick. You want my recipe for never fail cornbread? Lady, you
Wooly.
are a piece of cornbread. Henry, how
Um,
rude.
you know, I don't know what channel this was, but I can tell you, I had a CB radio in one of my cars for, time, and, the things you hear are not far off from this. I mean, you just hear some wacky, wild shit on a
Mhm.
good old-fashioned
See,
CB.
so but here's the crazy thing about CB radio and ham radio. It follows FCC guidelines. You cannot swear. You cannot swear on ham radio. Technically. It follows the
Technically, yeah.
same communication rules that like
Technically.
radio stations have to follow because your license is through the FCC and the FCC regulations apply. It's wild, right?
They're the
But
fellas at the freaking FCC.
yep. See, here's the thing though, as much irritating as the FCC is sometimes, they are probably one of the more important government like entities as far as keeping us the people from getting fucked by the various digital communications companies like the internet providers and shit. Like genuinely.
Yeah.
As annoying as the FCC is, they do some good. Frank and Margaret join in. They want to stop the wedding because they're party poopers. There is some irony in this. Uh, I mean, for a whole bunch of reasons, but mostly because they're engaging in a extramarital relationship. So whatever. There's other ironic reasons, but we'll get to them later. Uh, Lyle comes in for some reason at 4 in the morning. Uh, wanting Hawkeye's address so they can be pen pals. Hawkeye is desperately trying to find a polite way to get out of it. Uh, Margaret, I demand this wedding be stopped immediately. And Trapper John McIntyre. I have channeled this moment. This is one of my favorite just single Trapper lines in the entire show. I've done it at camp. I've done it at various places of employment. I've done it with family. I've done it with friends. People are going off on some tangent that is just, you're tired of hearing it. It's the same old song and dance. I demand this wedding be stopped immediately. Heavy eye roll. Shut up, Major. Just, I don't know why that line hits with such a heavy weight of not condensation, condescension. Just shut up, Major. It just hits like a hammer blow. I love it. Did you hear that? I certainly did. Are you gonna let him talk to you that? They then give Frank like the cheesiest like 4th grade schoolyard insults to throw at Hawkeye because clearly Frank has never been in a fight in his life. Uh who are you talking to, Big Nose? Or keep out of it, Big Nose. Uh, you know, shut your big mouth. Who are you talking about, Mr. Sassing a Major Pants? And Lyle's starting to get worked up, and I think Hawkeye realizes like, Frank. Frank, I do not have control over this large person. Again, reasons I probably shouldn't travel with Ethan. I feel like this would happen.
Yeah.
We'd be in like a McDonald's somewhere on a road trip, and I'd be like, ma'am, I actually ordered 2 Big Macs. What? Just you have the one and a cheeseburger. Just isn't that fine? Yeah, it'll be fine. No, it won't, Ethan. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm sure there have been times in our friendship that you have had to be my Hawkeye in situations. You are you are Hawkeye to my Lyle at some point.
Like,
None of
I
them
want to
spring
be
to my mind, but I'm
Ethan.
sure
I
you can
want to
think
be.
of a few.
I want to be your Huckleberry, but I also don't want to get punched in the face. Like these two things are. There are 2 wolves inside me, Ethan.
I
One
try
wants
to
to be your
release more
Huckleberry.
wolves.
I tried to release. There are 2 wolves inside me. They are not enough to control the rampant deer population. I attempt to release more wolves.
But the ranchers
My-
inside me object.
My internal ecosystem is in strife. That's what I'm trying to say.
I have that effect on people.
So Lyle twirls Frank in the air, which I love because Margaret responds with, "Stop it! You can't do that. You can't twirl a superior officer." And then, like I said, very clearly has to be in reference to Mungo. Lyle, bad. Do bad thing. No, Lyle, good. Hawkeye, bad. No. And to close, they get Laverne back. I love this. Happens more than once where Father Mulcahy, due to a time constraint or a communication constraint, has to rush a very important part of the ceremony, but it's always the part he can't, like, this is like the official words that make it binding legally and spiritually. Bless the Lord, and the ring in Toledo, that he who gives it and she who wears it shall be bought forever in holy matrimony, and by thy peace. I now pronounce you man and wife, amen.
Da 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 da.
And I love that Father Mulcahy, after he says it, he's just kind of sitting there like, did I get all the parts in there? So they're celebrating. Laverne, they lose Laverne again, but Radar wanders in, lipstick all over his face, shirt unbuttoned. Radar, what happened? I don't know. I think I might have been slaked.
Attaboy. That's my boy.
Now, Ethan, a beautiful warm spring day with a breeze is a thing to behold. But you know what else I love even more? I love me a heavy spring rain. I really do.
Yep, that absolutely.
Which is a really weird thing to say, considering some of our audience members may be dealing with flash flooding. But
well,
I
yeah.
do, man. But you said this. You've said this before on the show. A Kansas thunderstorm, a late spring, summer Kansas thunderstorm. Chef's kiss. As long as there's 100%. No tornadoes. Chef's kiss.
Well.
So yeah, they get the switch in the weather, proving that nothing is ever as it seems. It's never going to be as good as it is all the time. Radar comes in, asking if they got any more books on poetry that he could borrow. Hawkeye asks Radar, comes in and says, "Your voice is getting deeper. Your skin is clearing up." Radar says, "Well, I got this friend. Who is she? Who says it's a she? Well, then who's he? It's not a he." Radar, there's only he's and she's. Very not based, Hawkeye. Very not based in 2024.
Aged poorly.
Radar, come on, tell your Uncle Trapper and your Aunt Hawkeye.
Why can't you sirs act more like sirs?
I love it. So yeah, that was springtime. Radar got slaked. Klinger got married. So I will ask a couple questions now that we're at the end, Ethan.
Oh boy.
I would say the two big character developments for this is Radar and Klinger, because they had, Radar got slaked, which is, I think, supposedly the first official slaking of Radar. Because he said now, again, I love that they don't fully imply, did Radar have sex or did he just get vigorously made out with?
I
What do you?
I
How
I
do you read?
uh, I mean, I read it one way, but I think if from my limited understanding of the show that in universe he is still a virgin. Like I feel like that is a plot point in a future episode or two. Am I correct in that?
Possibly.
Yeah.
This is a discussion because I'll be honest. I've watched through the show several times. I don't know if Radar ends the show a virgin or not. I genuinely don't know how to interpret the couple times we see him with another uh a lady, so to speak. So I don't know. I would think for some people this would imply Radar just lost his virginity. I've always read it as he just got worked over real well by the nurse, but maybe not all the way to to sex. But
I'm reading it as that scene from The Road to El Dorado. That's how I'm reading it. You know the one.
I don't know. I don't know the. I don't
Yeah.
know. No. I don't know the code. Would that be first, second, third, or home? I'm assuming home is sex, right?
Yeah.
And like first is making out. So is second like groping and third is like
I've heard it a million different ways, and
yeah.
I'm sure there is a clear answer out there, but I didn't learn it in high school, and that's like the only time in life that it actually, comes into play. So,
The only audience. I know you're all sitting there like, can we please change subjects? I only bring it up because I think it's important to talk about for Radar's character. So I think perhaps some sexy things happened, but maybe not sex in the dictionary definition. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
yes,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
exactly what I'm getting at.
Uh, Definitely got aggressively groped and made out though. So at least based on what I've heard people describe it as, definitely second base, working their way to, if not at third, I think is where I'm going here. But so as always, we're watching the radar development. But Klinger is married now, and I am happy to say this is a continuing plot point through the show. Is Klinger's marital situation? You'll get letters to and from Laverne, or Klinger will mention something Laverne's up to. So hey, cool, more character development for Klinger, which is really awesome. So yeah. But yeah, Ethan, thoughts on springtime? We had just a very weird last couple episodes. We had what was our episodes order? We had Officer of the Day, Iron Guts Kelly, OR, and Springtime. That is quite the
Yep, it's just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, all the way through the 4077th. We're just the hits keep on rolling, and I have no idea what's gonna happen next. I'm just along for the ride, and I like it. Really,
excellent.
really, really damn funny episode. Really relatable episode in a lot of ways. Um, Genuinely had me making a scene at work when I watched this episode, laughing so hard. So I think for me, in terms of rating, I would put it at a 4.2 out of 5. Very funny,
4.2.
just a light, not necessarily a plot heavy episode, but it's funny, it's well written, it's well rounded.
Yep, I would agree. I would agree. I'm gonna go basically right there with you. I'm gonna throw it up at a four and a quarter, 4.25. I think much like Iron Guts Kelly, it's lighthearted, it's silly, it's funny. Uh, it's got some good character development for a couple of our boys. It's got a couple good side characters. Solid mixing up of 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 the unit. And again, they will make the geography and climate of the area that they're in part of the show in future episodes. You get some. There's an episode with one of my favorite titles in the whole series. They call the wind Korea. Basically, typhoon. A big windstorm is blowing down from Manchuria, so that's causing chaos in the camp. Really great episode, but and then there's snow and there's rain and there's episodes where the weather plays a part of the plot, which is kind of fun because it's a war zone. Shit's going on, and that's part of it. But shall we head on over to Patreon, Ethan?
I cannot wait. Yeah. Let's hear how wrong we are on most things. And
No, they think we're mostly in the same. Everyone's mostly in the same boat with us. So
ooh,
springtime. We have comments from Mike Jameson. Prime Silly Mash still serves to advance the characters of Klinger and Radar while giving Hawkeye a funny yet poignant little subplot. 4 out of 5 Slakings. Might have rated it higher if Alex Karras showed some more range. He's basically playing Mongo from Blazing Saddles. If only there was
a
if only there was a podcast that discussed this movie.
yep.
Sleazebag Cinema, go listen to it. We need to, after we're done recording, you and I need to figure out what to tell Mike, because we are going to be going on at some point and discussing Tommy Boy.
I can't
That
wait.
is
I
that is
am so
happening.
excited.
We
That's
got to plan it early enough that you and I can watch the movie, because I have not watched Tommy Boy in a hot minute. But
yeah. It has been a while, but I think that's gonna make it good. That's what's gonna make the episode.
Brad Ryder says 4.5 out of 5. Perfect example of silly mash. One of those episodes that had a ton of stuff going on, but never felt overwhelming with it at all. I always enjoy the Klinger marriage story, and Radar being slaked is a riot. Alex Karras is a great guest star, and our first look at Igor. Not I think it's our first look at Igor in the mess tent, but we've definitely seen Igor before, especially when he shot the cannon at a Radar. Good episode for a first time watcher, I would agree. 4.5 out of 5 from Bill Pauly. Love the overall silliness from with Klinger running through the field. Alex Karras playing the bully. I said just playing the bully. I'd put bully in quotation marks to repay Hawkeye. Frank and Margaret all over each other again. But the best part is Radar coming in with lipstick all over him and his hair and glasses disheveled. Great comedy relief after a more serious previous episode. Bella Sissa says 4.5. She thinks she's been slaked. Oh dear. This is another
Oh,
fun one.
oh
Hawkeye in his
God.
tux, Klinger in one of his Gone with the Wind style outfits and a wedding dress, and of course Lyle smothering Hawkeye with overprotection. Klinger's married. Radar gets some lady action. Henry gets some southern hospitality over the phone, and Frank gets twirled. Frank gets twirled among toilet paper streamers. I love it. Well, good. Thank you all for the Patreon comments. And of course, for also supporting us on Patreon. It does mean a lot. It is going, again, currently the goal right now is to get out to Kansas. That's coming up in June. So still quite a ways away, but the time will go by quickly. I'm about halfway saved up for the trip on my own, and I would like to I think I've decided we're gonna fund the excursion to Topeka with the Patreon money, where we're gonna go check out the National Guard Museum and check out the 1-to-1 recreation of the swamp. I think that's what we will use the Patreon funds for, and any leftover we'll make a donation to the museum in the name of the podcast and the fans, I think. So that's my loose idea. I like keeping you guys informed what we're doing with the generous support you give us, because I think that is transparency is a good thing.
I don't
On that note,
understand why you
Ethan,
continue to support us, but hey,
because they like what we do, they enjoy us. They enjoy you, Ethan.
no, no, no.
Yes. On that note, let us thank our fantastic supporters: Private Thomas Burke, Private Stuart Boyles, Private Sarah McIntosh, Corporal J. Temple, Corporal Jared Gallagher, Corporal Derek B., Sergeant Timothy Burleson, Sergeant Louise Black, Sergeant Dean Bear, Lieutenant Mike Jameson, Lieutenant Leanne, Lieutenant Brad Ryder, Captain Melody, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a commanding officer.
10 Hut.
Attention. Your new commanding officer is Colonel Bill Pauly. Thank you, Bill. That is insane of you.
Bill. Let's take a minute.
You could have gotten Amazon Prime and you chose us.
Yeah, Bill.
Thank you for striking down Daddy Bezos in support of your boys here at Best Care Anyway.
Huddle in, Chief. Come on,
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
That is awesome. We appreciate all of you. I've said it for the last like 5 episodes. I'm trying to get better at being on top of getting stuff out early for the Patreon people, and the back catalog of videos I need to finish editing and uploading, because I don't want to upload them out of order, because that'll absolutely trigger my OCD. But with that being said, We appreciate you. And all that jazz. Moving over to the hell site known as X, the everything app, aka Twitter, aka Elon changed the name back. It was really better before.
Yeah.
It just made more sense.
Yeah.
Uh, we have a 4 from Donut Eater, a great mix of stories, favorite being Klinger's wedding, nice seeing him happy, and there's good comedy in the scene. Lady, you're a piece of cornbread. Also liked Radar's awkward attempts to get the nurse's attention, and Hawkeye's overly grateful patient. 4.5 out of 5 from Chief Smash. Always enjoyed this one, especially for the marriage of Klinger. Him running through the field in the dress is fun to see. Funny scenes when Hawkeye is followed around by his grateful patient. Uh, Also, per internet, first episode of seeing Jeff Igor serving food. Yes, first mess tent Igor, where we will see him almost always. Uh, a great episode. Yeah, a great episode that deals so much outside the OR. Love these kind of shows. Radar and Klinger are more central to the episode, which is an added bonus. 4.4 out of 5 from Dean Bear. Hey, Dean, you can't vote in 2 places. That's cheating. Stop that. Wait, no, you didn't vote on. Never mind. You didn't vote on Patreon.
How dare you?
I see. Don't worry, Mike voted for OR with Sleazebag Cinema's account, and I'm like, I see what you're doing, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
That is collusion, and we will not have it.
We won't? Could we have, like, a
No,
little bit? Could we have
as a
just a
treat.
little bit of collusion as a treat? Yeah.
No.
I've been really good. I brushed my teeth. I walked the dog. Just a little bit of collusion.
Brian says 4.5. 74 was the year of Alex Karras playing the dumb brute. He nails it as Lyle, a maybe slightly smarter version of Mongo. He also gave his rating for OR because he forgot he gave OR a 4.5 as well. And then the last one, we didn't mention this line, but I really love it. Hawkeye and Trapper come in with the cake and the party favors to congratulate Klinger on his marriage. And Klinger, I'm really touched. Trapper, I always thought so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was springtime. Very good, very good, very good. Next episode. What is next episode? Ooh. Ethan, I don't think you're ready for next episode.
I usually don't think I am either, but let's see what next episode is.
It's called Checkup. It is time for the, monthly physical at the camp. So the doctors have to go around checking people's, doing their basic health checks. The doctors check all the enlisted and then each other. Perhaps someone isn't as well as they should be. Perhaps someone is unwell enough to go home. Perhaps.
Well, it's been great, Henry. I knew you were leaving sometime in season 3. I'm glad that you get to go home and live with your family happily ever after. Sorry it had to be this way. Yep. Yep. Right.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not Henry.
I don't know what you're talking about. You see,
Hey, did Wayne Rogers sign his service contract? Do you remember? Just a random question.
I hate you so much. This isn't a joke anymore. I don't know how I have never felt so much contempt and so much love for someone at the same time.
And so I face my final curtain.
Wayne Rogers, no, come on. You can't do this to me. Don't leave me alone.
So their audience members rolling their eyes. I am twisting the knife more than I need to. I'll let you go. I'll let you watch the episode when when you go and watch it, Ethan, and let you suffer on your own time. After that, we still owe you guys Donald Sutherland film, Kelly's Heroes. He died like 8 months ago now or something like that. Like, I don't know. He died at the end of summer. We still haven't gotten around to watching Kelly's Heroes, but we're gonna do that. We need something to break up because we got a couple of, I'll be honest, we got a couple snoozer episodes before it gets back to some good mash. Well, no, it kind of good snooze, good snooze, good snooze. So we might throw a movie in there.
God,
just
I
to
could use a
spice
good
things up.
fucking snooze right about now. I'm a
Yeah,
sleepy
you and me
boy.
both. You and me both. On that note, Ethan, is there anything else you would like to say to the good people?
If you have not been slaked yet, I hope you find the time.
Oh boy. I will also throw out. It seems like the storms are winding down, but please be safe. Pay attention to the emergency alerts in your area if you're dealing with that. Uh,
Um,
water, and fire are terrifying forces in nature. Do not underestimate them. Particularly water. Uh, please be safe. And yeah,
check in with
Mm.
us. We're worried about you. We're your parents, and we're concerned about you. We just
We
want to
can't
make
do a
sure
damn
you're
thing to help you, but do check in with
yeah,
us.
I'm gonna sit here in my corn, and Anthony's gonna sit there in insert stereotype of Northern California here, and we're just gonna go, damn, that's crazy. Um, Thoughts and prayers, because that seems to be par for the course. So
So,
we love you, just not enough to help you. God, I really need to stop.
uh,
Why do you keep letting me?
ramble
Yeah,
because it's fun. All
for
right,
who?
we'll see you guys in the next one. Reach out and let us know, what do you think? Radar, virgin, not virgin at this point. It's important for his character, I think, to kind of be on the same page with that. So,
I actually
other
agree. I think you might think it's reductionist and juvenile, but I think going forward it matters for his
and it
character.
is. No,
Yeah,
no. It's
two
I think
things
it
can be
does
true.
matter. I think it does matter for his character, especially I alluded to the episode where it's going to be weird to talk about, especially given reasons he chooses to go on R&R at certain times. It will be a discussion for the future,
I
but yeah,
can't
that's all
wait.
I got. Have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, evening, night, whatever, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
The time has come for us to say sayonara. My heart will always be yours for eternity.